What do you think about this Tuesday night treat we're getting again in the NFL with the Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers getting pushed back? First they were a Thursday game, then they were a Sunday game. Now they're a Tuesday game because players keep testing positive for the coronavirus.
It's I guess I'm confused why the Broncos didn't get pushed back and the Ravens did, but
I think it's
um
just sheer numbers of the amount of the roster that the Ravens had ineligible to play compared to, I think it was mainly just the wide receiver room for Denver, or
the
quarterback room for
quarterbacks.
Denver.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said wide receiver room because Jerry Jeudy said he wanted to play quarterback, and instead they went with Kendall Hilton, who is a wide receiver that played quarterback. So a little bit confusing and a little bit of an overlap there. But yeah, the Ravens have like 18 or 19 players out, so that's probably part of it compared to just the quarterback room of Denver. But yeah, it definitely did raise some eyebrows. I agree.
Yeah, it just seemed like wouldn't you want to make sure everyone else's test kit like this all came down what felt like Saturday night, maybe it was late Saturday afternoon. And I just feel like you'd want to wait for more test results before you determine that this game was going on. But it went on. Uh, it did not go on well for Denver, but you know what? I give him a lot of credit. That kid you mentioned his name, Hinton, showed up, and he didn't ask to be in starting NFL quarterback with no snaps ever with the team. So he went out there, he did his best. I'm sure it is very tough for anyone to go out there and complete a pass, and you know what? He did. So good for him.
And he had no prep time at all. No, no
None.
practice snaps, anything like that. Hats off to him. I mean, for the rest of his life, he can say that he started an NFL game with zero preparation. I think the only player that may have gotten less preparation before their start was Justin Herbert this year, who found out at 15 minutes before when Tyrod Taylor got punctured in his lung.
And to be honest with you, Higgins, he was probably more prepped because at least he was in the meetings all week. Like this guy
Yeah,
was, in the wide receiver meetings.
absolutely. Let's get into these games, though. We start off with Monday night's game between the Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles, and I just see no way that the Eagles win this game. Even though they've gotten a little bit more healthy and they've gotten some of their pieces back, Carson Wentz has been terrible this year. If you look at how many interceptions he has, which is 18, and compare that with the amount of interceptions that teams have, he'd have the third most. Carson Wentz has not played well. I think Seattle's going to take advantage of that. And -6.5, I see Seattle winning by more than a touchdown. That offense is too strong, and Carson Wentz and that Eagles offense is just too messed up right now.
Yeah, I can't bet the Eagles either. I'm actually going to be on a little parlay here, Higgins, taking a page out of your book, going a little money line parlay here with Seattle because I didn't want to lay 6.5. Seattle's been pretty bad on the road this year, Higgins. I think we both can agree on that. So while I think it's a foregone conclusion they beat the Eagles, I wasn't willing to lay 6.5. And then this next game on Tuesday night, we spoke about it a little earlier. I'm just gonna take Pittsburgh because the Ravens have all these COVID issues, Higgins. So I don't need a spread in that one. I'll take both of them on the money line and just be happy with the -151 odds as opposed to what I get on the money lines here, which is like -500 with Pittsburgh and -260 with Seattle.
Yeah. I understand your concerns about Seattle on the road. I mean, their last three games on the road they lost, but that competition was a lot tougher. I mean, it was the Rams, it was Buffalo, it was Arizona, not necessarily the same caliber of the Eagles. So that doesn't worry me necessarily as much. Also, the Eagles are terrible against the spread this year. They're 3-7, whereas Seattle's 6-4. So that's a little bit more comforting for me there. But that's not the only spread that I'm going to be on with the NFL before this week wraps up. I'm also going to be on the Ravens plus 10.5, Brett. And It is concerning the amount of COVID cases that Baltimore has. Who's going to even be able to play for that team is still up in the air for a lot of those starting spots. But this is Baltimore versus Pittsburgh. This is a historically close rivalry that all time the scoring is a matter of just a few points between them. So plus 10.5, I'm going to take the plus 10.5 for Baltimore because you never know what defensive stand could happen. You never know if RG3 can step in and show us what he was like when he won the Heisman all those years ago at Baylor. I mean, 10.5 points just seems too much for this rivalry game for me, Brett. So I'm gonna be on the underdog, even with all the concerns surrounding them.
Well, I had this whole thing ready to go here, and then you said RG3, and now I'm concerned because in our pregame prep talk, you told me it was going to be Trace
Well,
McSorley.
I would like it to be Trace McSorley, but I think you were right when you corrected me saying RG3.
I
Trace
just
McSorley, the TikTok NFL star, deserves the start. I think that the Pennsylvania's finest Penn State quarterback would play rather well in the Keystone State. That's just me though, just saying.
I just wanted the take out there. I just wanted everyone to be able to hear this guy is fully on the Trace McSorley bandwagon here.
Hey, if Trace gets the start, he gets the start, and it's not like he's not used to playing in Pennsylvania.
There you go. No, yeah, that weather would be very comforting to him.
Yes, it would. Now, it'll be interesting to see whether that game even happens, though. I mean, we saw that Mark Andrews tested positive for coronavirus today, according to Adam Schefter. So there could still be more positive cases that happen. This game could end up getting rescheduled or postponed or something. Who knows? But it's been strange. It's been strange.